proves perfect. Good hold from BU in the Antico.
We apologize for the technical difficulties, chat. We have addressed the sound issue, so now you should be hearing our beautiful voices.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah. Things happen when you forget to click the unmute button in OBS.
We just had a great round, too. I don't know how much of that they heard, but Dari absolutely popping off through the smoke there.
Cover going out.
2 rounds in, and both new members of BU have managed to show up, getting their frags, keeping hold of their ground. Definitely a good start for BU. As Bing settled once again into a default, looking for a pick. Looks like Mao has managed to find his way into the garage area, where Dari lies in wait. Going for the peek, spots him, no frag. Instead, now it's going to be a fast push from the Omen. Edie taking the fight towards Dari. Flash, but still gets the kill. In the run-it-back ult. Great opening, and they're going to bounce off of that. Taking the C site. McLusta with the second onto Donut, and now it's going to have to be a retake for BU.
Spike planted.
Maestro trying to get a pick here, going to get shut down. And now in a 5v2 with the Sova so low on the BU side, what can they possibly expect to do? Missile getting the first, but a refrag onto BFK, and Missile's probably just going to be looking to save here. Getting out with the Phantom. And it looks like Bing is going to be keen to let him save that as they back off towards C-Long. A good push from them. Those openings from Yeety on Phoenix and Garage proved to be very helpful as his team pounds towards Long and split the site. Donut and Dari following immediately. Good round from Bing to answer back.
Looking at the economy from each of these teams, does seem like BU is going to be just short out of a full buy, with just Donut Deflector being still sticking to an SMG, it appears. So they should still be able to contest whatever push Bing may have. Lined up this round just okay. Seems like they're going for a similar B and C split push.
Yeah, once again, Bing prioritizing that orb. And interestingly, they're going to be putting it on their Phoenix. Probably going to do a similar strat like what they did with the Garage previously, relying on that run-it-back ult to clear space and get a pick before splitting a site. But it looks like for now it's going to be a Garage take into a split. Dari to receive gets the first. And stays alive. Does he expect the second? Does, but Bez bests him. As the defense readjusts across the map, we have a flank from CT here.
Barber's going to spot 2 in A long. Gonna see if he's going to take the aim with the Phoenix. Does win the 50-50. Spike dropped there.
Missile spotting that flank, very big. A-site defense is going to respond accordingly. They are now aware of what is coming in. Trying desperately to hold on to this site as 3 members of the Bing offense crunch in on them. BFK shot from behind. That flank paying dividends, and Dit with the second one from Long. The site has fallen as the 2v2 retake commences.
Spike planted.
Ooh, Missile could have actually stopped the post plant or the plant there, but couldn't have known. Instead, now it's gonna have to be a bit of a slower take. As Donut trying to find an entry. Walking in, takes the fight towards Dick, gets the frag. Here's that Omen TP out. Now down to a 1v1 as they circle the site, wrapping onto each other. Donut seems to be aware of where he is, but he's got to get this kill soon. Here's the TP, but doesn't expect the second position. Flips back around, gets the tag, but he's running so low on time. It looks like Magusta has done enough, and he's even going to get the frag to close out Bing's second round.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a game of a ring around the rosy there. Both sides creeping very slowly around that box, but Miklusta will be on top there. But excellent job by him by buying out the time from Donut Deflector, as they were able to clutch out that round from the 2v2 into the 1v1.
And I have to say, I'm really liking this measured style from Bing University. They are managing to really pace themselves, work the map, get those picks, get that garage control. I think that's something that we are seeing a lot more at high level play, getting a crucial spot on the map, and I think Haven's garage is definitely that. As they have taken the garage control again. Bez sitting here taking the fight towards Donut, gets the frag. And look at that quick rotation from the offense. They are immediately booking it back towards C. They know they've managed to pull a rotation here. And in a 3 versus 5, they are going to find themselves walking into an open site. Even getting the orb for good measure. And once again, the Phoenix is almost at his ult. As just 2 members of the BU team remain. Boston now with BFK and Pystrom inching their way towards B, probably going to be looking to save here as Bing mounts yet another great round towards C and a 5v2 post plant. So far, it seems like Boston had a really good start there, especially with their pistol round early picks, but they haven't managed to adapt to this garage take from Bing.
You're going to find 2 as Bing tries to go around the map to get these exits, but seems like they want no part of this.
Ooh, BFK caught off guard there. And Bing will manage to take down one of Boston's remaining guns. Just the Bulldogs saved on Pystrom. Now the question is, with 3k on each player, are they going to be forcing around this saved Bulldog? It looks like they may be. A Phantom coming out on Missile, a Stinger on Donut. It looks like it will indeed be a force. 2 Vandals, a Bulldog, and some pistols around this. Interestingly, the player in garage does not have a gun, and still manages to best it with the Ghost, as there's a fast offense coming in here from Bing towards the C site.
Spike planted.
Very quick plant, and frags being found left and right with the mid lurk from
I
Yeedy.
know exactly where you are.
Donut tries his best to get a frag back in, but it's not going to work. And now, in a 2 versus 4 post plant, what can BU do? They've got a Bulldog and a revolver to play with. Maybe, just maybe, if this flank from BFK can find anything. He found a Phantom, but not a kill.
Pystrom going to spot the Phoenix by that default plant onto C, but it seems like they're going to go for the save again.
Score call, I think, from BU. With their money so low and a 4 versus 2 post plant, they want to keep hold of their guns. But I have to say, that is now the 3rd out of the past 4 rounds that Bing have won with a bomb explosion. Eventually, Boston's going to have to start going for these retakes. Either that, or they're going to need to start finding themselves at a man advantage into the round and holding on to the sites better.
I agree.
Because...
I think they should be looking to change the setup maybe a little bit, because ever since Bing swapped to doing the split push on B and C and decided not to initially push anything A, I don't think BU's won a round since. So I think something needs to change on the side of the BU defense.
BU held on really well when Bing was full rushing them down on the C site in the pistol round, as well as on in the anti-eco following. But since then, it's just been the garage show, and looks like we have another garage take on the cards for Bing. They group up towards the door, but some warning shots coming in from Donut make them think better of it as they inch their way up mid instead. Mao holding the angle. Spots the BFK drone. And instead they will be doubling back towards garage. they take control of such a crucial position of the map uncontested. Big frag from Daria to push them back, and the ult coming out from Donut is going to tell them all the information they know now. There's nobody left in that area. And all that information, all that map control, goes to naught. Bing, rushing now back towards the A site, trying to make something out of what they have, and to defend his BFK with a big double spray down onto Dit and Yeedy. And now, it's just going to be McLusta and Mao.
One enemy remaining.
Good entry towards B for McLusta, but he gets refragged, and Mao getting the first will not be able to clutch out the 1v4. That was, I think, exactly what you were just mentioning, Joe. That repositioning from Boston, the way that they re-peeked into Garage late to try to regain control of that crucial position of the map, that is exactly what we've been wanting to see from them. Not just giving it up effortlessly and letting them split the sites.
Yep, and you saw it in the initial hold with Dari choosing to go onto a C site instead of the Garage, like he was the past couple of rounds. So I think he made good use of the Omen utility to be able to slow him down from the C-Long push. So we're going to have a smoke come out in C-Long as we have a Cypher Cam in the Garage. And it seems like they're going to back out of C-Long and potentially make another push towards mid. No, that seems like to be A.
Looking like Bing really were just interested in getting that orb again. And with it, they're going to be sending 3 members very quickly towards A here. A 4th approaching, while Mao lurks at mid, trying to catch up some rotates.
Alodron going to spot 1, maybe 2, as Bobber goes for a peek. And unfortunately, will get sprayed through the smoke.
Smoke's coming out from either side, but this is all just a ruse from Bing. And look at how many rotations they've managed to pull. Now, Boston seems aware of what's going on. They're going to be desperately rushing back. Dari, the closest to rotate, but look at where Mao has found himself into. Mao can spoil this entire rotate. Dari, finding the kill expertly, is going to at least be able to open the avenue for the retake. But in the meantime,
30
Bing
seconds
have found
left.
themselves yet another open site.
Spike planted.
And now the retake is on. Donut inching his way through the garage smoke. He's going to fly out, spots the first, but doesn't get the kill. Fast retake from the Boston University side, getting the frags, but will it be enough? Missile now left in a 1 versus 2 with 10 HP. Wrapping the site. Spots the first, no frag. And there is Dit to clean it up with a good headshot and a 3k in the round. Over towards Missile. It was looking promising for the Boston University side. They had the read on the A take, but Bing smartly doubled back.
I think
and
it's
I
actually,
really like that lurk out mid as well.
I think it was actually a little bit of an overcommit to initial by Boston University to rotate back to A. I think they could have possibly held it a little bit longer or sufficiently enough to get Binghamton to rotate. Had they, even if they kept maybe one more person at A.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we're seeing is Bing clearly has a game plan of how they want to spread out, get these orbs, get these early picks, and then crunch onto a site. And Boston is playing a bit more reactive. It's been working for them in some rounds, not as much in others. Let's see how they do now.
Bobber's going to heal them,
That's
grab the
4 members.
in A, as he has an angle on a short. We're going to look to hyper Phoenix Flash. However, Phoenix will still find the frag as they make their way onto A site.
Big triple entry here from Bing. Yeedy going to be pushing forward,
Spike
looking for his
planted.
3rd in the round.
Donut Deflector with just a ghost. He's not going to be super enticed to push into the set alone. He's going to wait for support from Dari coming down from the attacker's side. However, Mao seems to be prepared for this as he doubles back to push through B. As I believe the team is going to decide to save.
Yeah, he must have heard the steps. They're going to be peeking into him.
Player remaining.
Gets the kill onto Dari, unfortunately. Looking for something there with that shotgun, but no cigar today.
Flawless.
And we'll hunt down Donut as well. Now that was a low eco situation for the Boston side. Now we're going to have the full guns coming out, and this is interesting for sure. The op being bought up on Missile, the Jet. We've seen that agent be very, very capable with that weapon in the past. Let's see what they switch up here to try to stop what has been 6 out of the last 7 rounds won by Bing. As Missile with the op posted up toward mid. Peeks down, but no one looks to be challenging him as of yet. Instead, A is the name of the game for the Bing side. Big frag here from BFK towards the A short side. Onto McLusta, but doesn't look like Bing are going to be pushing off of this.
Bing is going to be looking to rotate. Potentially sending one through the window of B. However, this seems to have taken a different angle than that window. However, if anyone decides to round the corner from the grass area, they will go into his line of sight. Reina potentially countering a duel with the Missile. However, the shots don't connect.
Median did now. Yeah, both with frags across the map. Now they've busted the whole side open. It looks like the bomb is going to be doubling back toward B as Dit holds off yet another rotation.
30
Now with 2
seconds
in the
left.
round.
Spike planted.
It's going to be a tough
One
retake here for
remaining.
Boston as Dit gets his 3rd onto Dari. And it's all left to BFK. Spotted. And Dit will clean it up as well with his 4th. Big round from the attacking side's Reyna. Unfortunately, Boston find themselves yet again at a low eco situation.
Now, question for you, Gabe. If you were in this game right now, what would you want to see change in order for BU to take these last 2 rounds in the half and potentially more afterwards?
That's a good question. I think I liked that op buy up. I really did, but they put it at mid where they weren't being contested. I would have liked to see it maybe towards garage or a long peeking. I think buying into this is definitely the right decision by BU though, as they heavily invest and give up garage control early. Perhaps tired of losing opening picks there. Missile alone on the B site here will be contested by Mao, and that is the spike alone out B. We see the immediate rotation coming in from the Boston side. But the spike has managed to be retrieved by Dit. Missile seems aware. Looking like they may want to challenge this and get the spike back. But a good smoke will cover them off, and instead, it's going to be Yeety charging into the site, hoping for an early frag, but Donut managing to keep him at bay. Crazy back and forth frags here as Donut desperately tries to survive on the C site. Keep it for the D side, and a big frag on the Dit.
One enemy remaining.
And Mistle following up with a second. Finally, BU have managed to break this offense from the Bing side, as McLusta finds himself as the last member alive on his team
30
with
seconds
the
left.
off on the C site. 2 members of Boston in garage, but keen to let him have the plant, it seems. He'll fake it out.
10 seconds
As
left.
Boston start charging in, he gets the first, whips around, fakes it again, gets the frag onto Donut, and now looking to stick the plant. Does he have the time? He does.
Spike planted.
McLusta managing to narrow this down into a 1 versus 1 against BFK, who will be crawling in from the garage. McLusta with the angle held, but BFK hits the better shot.
Oh,
And
real
Boston managing to hold on to the round.
real nail biter of a round there for me, as
absolutely.
almost losing a 3v1. You really hate to see that if you're on the side of Boston, already down 3 rounds it
Last
seems.
round
So
before the half.
kudos to BFK for being able
Played there.
to pick up the last frag.
Yeah. And you have to say as well, nice try to McLusta. I mean, he clearly knew what he was doing. He had the right angle there, but BFK lands the better shot and secures the 4th round for Boston. As we move into what is now 3 ops in play on the server. 1 on the Boston side and 2 on the Bing side.
Seems Bing might have sold
What I
it,
wanted to
actually.
see. Oh yeah, just down to 1 now on the Bing side. That makes a little bit more sense. Double up on offense would have been a little extreme, I think.
Sorry with a judge here, looking maybe steal a free pick or two.
Ooh, and it might be gifted to him. But no, McLusa thinks better of it. Regroups with his team as they go towards C.
Reyna coming up, approaching the Omen smoke, potentially looking to push into garage. Star's going to flash, and unfortunately caught with the util out when he really should have had his gun.
You should run.
Big double frag from Dit as they entry onto the C site, now open for business.
Player remaining.
And it's just going to be a cleanup from the Bing side. BFK now alone gets 2, but can't do any more.
Switching sides.
As Bing closes out the half 8-4. In favor of now the defense side. Going into this pistol round, I think this is going to be quite a crucial one for the Boston side. You know, they've had pretty good success in pistol rounds across all of their matches so far. If they can pick this one up and hold on to the anti-eco like they did on the first half, that might be their way back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in the first half with Boston taking the first 2, so maybe they can use, if they put up a similar performance, they might be able to keep the momentum going this half, unlike the first. Being down 4 rounds, your backs are really up against the wall right now, so hopefully you can capitalize on their strength in the pistol round we saw last half.
For sure. And it looks like, similarly, Boston want to try to challenge towards garage. Good flash to keep Yeedy at bay. They're going to be rushing in here. Looking for the frag. The fight comes in. Yeedy goes down to Pystrom. Now, that is the signal to crunch onto the C site. And it's actually open for business. Only Bez here to defend. Trying desperately, but cannot get it. Mao does find one in return, but the 4 versus 3 ensues. And they're going to be rushing right into the site. Bing trying to deny this plant. Unsuccessfully. It's now down to Dit and McLusta as they begin this retake.
Cover going out.
A 2 versus 4 against Boston, who will
Boston
be falling back towards
taking
the long side.
They're taking their time getting into these post-plant angles, but fortunately distracted by 2. Dit's gonna find 2 onto BU, and it just leaves a 1v1 scenario.
Third.
BFK with the lineup, gonna be able to stop the stick. A little bit off, spraying through the smoke as the Reyna is ready for him to peek out, and unfortunately he loses the aim duel.
Huge 4K from Dit there. I mean, yeah, it looked like at the start of this game like it was going to be the Yeedy show, right? Getting those ults onto the Phoenix and rushing him through garage and then C and even A at times to get those opening frags. Instead, it's been Dit showing up time and time and again, now topping the entire server with 16 frags. The second closest also on his team, Yeedy, with 11. For Boston, it is BFK, the newcomer, leading the way with 10. Another big impact round from Dit. I would love to see the stats on how many multi-frag rounds we've seen from Dit here. It must be at least 3 or 4 at this point. Big 3Ks and 4Ks.
Found them.
As Dit will be getting aggressive once again here.
Buchanan Bolt will spot the Phoenix in garage as he decides to flash and peek. Not going to find anything, as Donut is able to find the peek onto Yeedy.
It looks like B is where they want to push. Walking into the site now. Bez fully blind, but they're not going to check his corner. He gets the first. McLusa with the second. Oh, trying to reload. Missile finally refrags him, but the site is not clear. And getting split from mid, there's nothing that Missile can do. Asari tries his best. Manages to find the one with the classic in the 1v3. Respectable. But falls.
Respectable effort for a full save round. However, not able to find the round as BU is now 6 rounds behind. So it's gonna progressively just get harder and harder for them to come back from this.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing alarm bot.
Looking at the setup
For sure.
from Bing, it seems that they're going with the ever popular killer setup on C. And looking at the push, BU wants no part of that.
Yeah, and this is interesting coming in from Bing, the double Marshall, right? Definitely looking to play farther back, get those opening picks, perhaps deny the entries that they were given by Boston on their offense.
Darian and Dick gonna spot each other in the garage, however, no real exchange happens as Stone Deflector watches the flank to make sure no one pushes through that smoke.
Big shot there from Bez up mid, taking out Missile. The heavy hitter from the Boston side goes down, and now looks like Boston are going to be going back towards the site very quickly, and that seems to be the right call as the site is actually completely open. But Boston is slowing it down, couldn't have known that, and as they walk in, there will be 3 members of Bing rotating very quickly to greet them. Locked behind the smokes, but ready to retake as the bomb goes down.
Gonna get the plant down. Finds one onto Yeety before he gets picked off. Dari finds one in heaven as the Killjoy is just gonna touch it. But Dari is ready and gets the last pick.
That was fun.
Well played by Dari there. Securing a 5th for Boston.
Dari not falling for the little shenanigans that happen around that box that we've seen previous rounds. Just holds his ground on that one angle from long and finds the last pick.
Big spam coming through towards the garage doors here by Boston, but no damage inflicted towards Dit sitting on the other side. And instead, we're going to have the Omen ult coming in from Bing. They must have heard that, and smartly he cancels it, just getting info towards that A site. And seeing nothing, he's going to actually fast rotate away. Once again, the A site is open for business. Boston instead looking like they want to try to take garage like it was done to them. They're going to be walking into a 2-man stack here and 2 of the heaviest fraggers in the server. With that arrow, he will be walking in. First frag from Dit, refragged by BFK. Walking in to try to get the second. Yeety gets him with the ult, and Mao now ready to defend the site. Good refrag from Donut, but Yeety through the smoke on a missile will leave Donut in a 1 versus 3. Spotted now by the bot, he will be falling back into C-Long.
30 seconds left.
And with that unfortunate timing, McLusta will put an end to that. Now a 6-round lead for Bing against Boston. And once again, Boston find themselves rogue. This is a tough one, Joe. I don't know what Boston can do to break into this. If they knew how often Bing are rotating out of A, maybe some sort of fast take there could help them out, but...
Yeah, I think that's the main pattern that Boston hasn't really picked onto this game is how frequently this team rotates. I think, especially on the attacks, they were going to maybe... I think they almost attempted to push it all 3 sites almost every single round. And on defense, they're going around the map equally as much, so I feel like they should be capitalizing on these early rotates.
Here's what we wanted, right? Hearing that Phoenix rotate away by being close up short, they're going to be taking this A site, and it's going to be free, despite having 3 classics, a Ghost, and a Stinger in play. They will get the bomb down, and a 5 versus 5 post plan. Maybe there's a chance here for the
Aldrin going to spot Yeety coming from the defender's side. However, with only a classic to defend himself, BFK Bobber is going to get picked out. Donut finds the refrag. Dari with the Ghost finds one onto Dit.
I know exactly where you are.
That Killjoy ult pushing them so far back, it's going to be very hard to deny this post plant, and
1 player remaining.
those frags coming in through the smoke, it's not even going to take the spike going through. Because all the Boston members fall. They did not invest into that. Not fully at the very least. This is the round they've been playing for, choosing instead to try to work their way back into an overtime. Down 7 rounds. It's going to be a tall task.
It is indeed, but they saved everything last round, so they are able to full buy this round, as all the cards are on the table. Yeedy taking a early push down A long, but Pressure's ready if he rounds this corner.
Instead, it's going to be Dit walking out mid, getting the first, Bez with the second, and then Yeedy decides to pounce, getting the third onto Pystrom. There just seems to be no opening for Boston, as Bang have managed to take full control of mid. Missile manages to get one back, but is it enough? Walking through the smoke, finds the second onto Bez. Now, there is an opening, but is he ready for Yeedy?
He is!
Missile with the third. Very big frags, and now we have a round on our hands. Single-handedly keeping Boston in this game.
11 HP in a dream, as BFK is going to be looking to retake that spike.
I have the spike.
And with no one on B site, he will be able to grab it safely. Now as to where they go, it seems like A is the decision, with just the Omen lurking around by the exit of A short.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, they're going to be grouping up here, but look, so is the Bing side. Mao playing on the fast rotate here. As soon as a single footstep is heard, he's going to be booking it over towards A to help out his Omen. And here comes. First frag on the missile comes through from McLusta. Now BFK, so low. Here's the TP, but doesn't look to the right spot in time. As McLusta closes out the first map in favor of Bing University. And we look toward Vine.
Looking at the score line for the match. Big fraggers here, as mentioned before, Dit and Yeedy, both leading the pack for Bing, with Dari and BFK leading the pack for Boston University.
Yeah, definitely an interesting game there. I think for the Bing side, you have to look at Dit, right? So much impact there. So many multi-kill rounds, and crucial ones at that. Hard fought, but maybe Boston can bounce back here on the second map. Reset, go into it fresh, and push us to a summit.
Map 2 is going to be Bind with Boston University on the side of defense first.
For sure, and starting off on Bind here, it looks like we're going to have fairly similar lineups coming out from either team. Interestingly, the double Sentinel from the Binghamton side opting for a Sage. That's very interesting, perhaps in preparation for the Cypher nerf later this month, right? Trying to switch off into perhaps what is debatably now the more capable Sentinel.
I agree. I think after this next patch, we won't be seeing very many of these solo Cypher B holds, but it seems like Mista will be joining this time around. However, this site is very popularly held by just a Cypher.
Cage triggered.
Yes, and another fast pistol round coming out from Binghamton as they work their way through the hookah side. Big cage to stop them. Slowing them down enough for the rotates to come in from the Boston side, but Binghamton smartly will choose to rotate out here.
Yeah, and it seems that the entire BU team didn't fall for it, as Pystrom and Bobber are both on the A site, ready to contest his killjoy. Mao will find the shots, as the rest of the team is looking to collapse onto A before the rest of the members of Boston can get there.
We've seen Mao with a very successful lurk like we were seeing on the other map as well. Opening up the opposite side of the map for his team. And now it's going to be a 3 versus 5. Make that a 2 versus 5. Make that a 1 versus 5. There is no versus 5 now.
And unfortunately,
there is only 4.
Before the plant went down in heaven, had Pystrom decided to use the fault line a little bit earlier, I think it might have been able to deny the plant. I'm not sure if he bought the C ability, because I think that would have been a more appropriate ability used there, but a valiant effort. However, they are unable to find the first round.
And it looks like Boston, playing calmly, relaxed, will not be forcing into the second round. Just a shorty bot up on Pystrom. He will be playing with it towards bathrooms. But deal with that opening frag towards Tuka. Will probably pull or rotate as BFK starts moving back. Good refrag. By missile, however.
Pystrom here
But
is
Yeedy.
grab the ult orb. But it seems like the Killjoy will not be pushing showers.
Yeah, and once again, Yeedy very aggressively taking long control. Managing to wrap the Soka player. And the B side just crumbles. Now just Pystrom with that aforementioned shorty left.
Interesting to note that on the side
Spike planted.
of Bing, they really went for the anti-eco run, as there were 2 Phantoms bought, one from Maklusta and one from Dit, shown earlier before he was picked off. So really committed to trying to get a snowball.
Valiant attempt from Pystrom, but Maklusta proves to be just a little bit quicker here. Taking down the only investment, to be fair, $200. Wouldn't call that an investment, really. From the Boston side in that round. And now we have what we've been wanting to see, Joe. Now we have the gun round. And it is going to be a bonus for Binghamton. You're going to be playing with 3 Spectres and 2 Phantoms. Meanwhile, Boston will be full bot up with 3 Phantoms and 2 Vandals. So, if Binghamton do manage to win this round, it'll be a big influx of cash for them, but we need to see a strong gun round performance here from the Boston side.
Missile about to encounter the Phoenix. Does find the pick onto Yeedy, completely unscathed, as the Boomba will go through Huga. Being still committed to the push, despite losing 1 in long.
Yeah, this early hookah take from Bing has proved successful to draw quite a bit of attention from the Boston side. A smoke now coming over from Derry as the attack side crunches in on mid here. That recon, they spot them, but shot immediately, and that's going to pick up the pace for them as they run in to the site. What can Boston do here to defend? A wall coming up,
Be
shredded.
You should run.
Yeah, looking like it is going to be a quick plant, especially with that Killjoy ult coming up. But
Alright,
they are
not
delaying it.
finding anything between the stage wall. Might get detained
Spike
here
planted.
in the shower, but unless they really decide to push it, he might be able to
Last
still
player
survive.
standing.
Missile finds one. Donor finds another one as well, and it leaves just the Sage pushing the U-Haul, as Missile will encounter her and wins the aim duel, as they'll defuse the spike and take their first round.
Yeah, that was a big retake from Boston. That's something we saw lacking a lot in the first map, I think, Joe. They were very hesitant to go for some retakes. To be fair, a lot of those times they were losing opening frags to the point where it was 3v5 or even 2v5 retakes. But now we see them confidently charge into a retake and very quickly pick up the frags, even with an ult in play from the other side. That's what we want to see from Boston. That's assertive play.
Yes, it is. And honestly, I think it punished Bing's bonus round, right? Because they still opted to go for 3 Spectres, and just the gun difference in general, it would have been really bad for them economy-wise if Bing were able to get away with that.
Deploying drone.
Absolutely. And here we see Bing with a similar strategy to what they were doing in the previous map, opting to get that orb for the Phoenix at Belong in. Actually committing off of this push immediately in the smoke. Missile. Oh, missing quite a few shots. Gets taken down by Maklusta. And now it's just going to be Donut sitting on the site, trying his best to get some frags here. Maybe not the plan, but it looks
Spike planted.
they may know he is here.
Here.
Instead it is best taking down Daria on the retake, and Donut goes
Last player
down.
standing.
Now just a 1v5 for BFK with a Spectre in spawn.
12 bullets left. There's no chance for him to reload. It was just a Killjoy. Killjoy getting a little cocky, potentially trying to go for a knife kill there. However, BFK has no business with any of that.
Respectable from Mao though. Trying to have some fun there, clearly. Definitely looks like Bing are comfortable in this map, which is not a good sign for Boston. Going for plays like that shows you that they do not necessarily respect their enemy that much. They're not going to be playing slow. They're not going to be playing
Goes here.
careful and collected.
Yes.
They're going to be getting Dit and Yeety out there to get those frags. Interestingly, however, it is Sage leading the server right now with 7 kills. As we run into the A site, Yeety looking for this first frag. Picks off BFK with no gun in his hand, and Dari trying desperately to swing on the corner will get fragged by McLusta as well. Hystrom managing to get one back, but tagged so low and stuck in a corner. The ult coming out though will not get McLusta, and no one there from Boston to capitalize.
You will not kill my spike planted. Enemy kill.
Walking through the smoke, missile does find one.
Sage using the res there on the Killjoy showers, really wanting to secure this round.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah. Seems like they may not have even needed the help as both frags come through for the Binghamton University side. Now up 4-1. A reminder for anybody tuning in now, this is the second map in a best of 3. Binghamton University versus Boston University B team, where we saw Bing come out ahead in the first map of Haven with a pretty commanding 13-5 win. Now going into the second map, Boston trying to stay alive. They're going to be buying fully now. The second gun round of the map. As Bing looked to pressure mid, but big opening frag from Dari. This is what we said we wanted to see, more aggression from the defensive side of Boston. And that's certainly going to relieve some pressure.
This is also going to find one in B long, as we may have another encounter with 2 more members of Bing. Going to get caught out there, and unfortunately cannot escape into hookah fast enough.
Bing, not realizing this is their only opening, are going to be booking it toward B. Good smoke from Dari to slow them down. Will Bing choose to run through this? That ult certainly seems like they will. Double ult now coming out from the Bing side. Finding Donut in the smoke with the showstopper, and Dari now trying his best to get a refrag. Does manage the first, but tagged down so low.
Spike planted.
Even frag.
One enemy remaining.
BFK smartly there. Now down to a 2 versus 1 for the Boston side. As Bez plays around the site. Going for the pick, gets the first. Onto BFK, knows where the second is coming from. Repositions. The Pystrom bests him in the duel. And earns Boston their second round. Much needed one.
Luckily there, events did turn out in favor of Boston. However, with both Pystrom and I believe it was BFK opting to both push that defender spawn angle, things could have turned for the worse. I really think we should have saw maybe someone wrap around to elbow. They had a little bit of time. The spike was just planted, so I think they had time to more properly try to pincer the Omen. But luckily, Pystrom shots will connect, and they take the round.
That was a really interesting round because we saw Boston do exactly what we wanted. They took those opening duels and they won both of them. It was a 3 versus 5, and still coming down so close is just a testament to the great takes here from the Bing side. They did expend, however, 2 ults, and as such, this round we'll see, if any, only an Omen 1 in play for the Bing side.
Bing holding
Meanwhile,
2
Boston do
showers.
set on 4.
Cover going out.
Bing sending 1 through showers, already on the point. Killer's already on. Potentially look at the plant and triple as they have to clear Dari out. Red's going to find 1, finds 2 onto 8 showers. Going to shut down the push from that angle as Phoenix was able to clear his way into U-Haul. BFK finds one A short as Phoenix runs to the teleporter, looking to change the push to B. As Sage was holding B short, however, seems to have rotated to the mid-market area.
This is good measured play coming in from Bing, trying to reconvene and take this together, but a well-timed smoke from Dari will more than likely lock them out of this round. Will they choose to walk through this? It looks like they are keen to do so with a flash from Phoenix coming through. Great counter flash from Dari, and with the first frag, it's looking. There's nothing McLusta can do. Did get the bomb.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, could have been an opening there, but instead, it's going to be BFK with the repeak to shut down the round.
Excellent play by Dari there in that round. Holding the angle, first and backside, picking up the 2 that came in through the showers, and then excellent utility usage to stop the repush down a short.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's just, I keep saying it, but I have to give him props. The 2 new members of the B team definitely showing up, Dari and BFK. Definitely showing why they were picked for this team. And now, we have yet another buy round from Bing, but this is quite likely their last. If they were to lose it, it would be broke. So, what kind of change do we see from them?
Cover going out.
Take flight.
Now, working in towards bathroom, will get picked out by Pystrom. And once again, Boston with the opening duel. We never saw this in Haven. But now, with a 1-man advantage, they are in control of this round. Smoke's coming in from Bing toward the B site. And it looks like they want to come in off the back of this. All 4 members for the attacking side here.
Gauge triggered.
And an ult coming in from Boston shows that they are willing to defend it as well. So, hearing the teleport, and Dari will actually find it while Donut runs in and gets down Dit. Yeetie still alive, manages to refrag one back, and now, with that frag, it is a 2 versus 3 in favor of the Boston side. As Yeetie tries desperately with his ult to run in, get another frag, just managed the spike, but no frag.
30 seconds
Instead,
left.
it's going to be BFK coming in with
Player
a
remaining.
peek and a huge frag from him. As Dari gets bested by Meklusa in a 2 versus 1 now for the Boston side.
But that spike is in
Meklusa
hookah.
so low.
Revealing area.
Yeah.
Being
Manages to dodge the arrow, but doesn't win the fight.
excellent impact
This is some
frag.
really good improvements here.
I will say so. Excellent impact frag by BFK Bobber onto the Phoenix and Hookah, making the round really an uphill battle for that stage, and Boston will clutch out the 2v1.
For sure. I like what we're seeing here from Boston. Now we have a game on our hands. What do you think, Joe? They look like
Yeah.
a revitalized team.
Yeah, I was starting to get worried when I saw Bing take the early lead, but however, now it's tied back up again, so right now I think this map is anyone's game.
Yeah, and 3 in a row from Boston. The first time we've seen a streak like that in this matchup so far. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Pystrom ready for the showers push. Phoenix flash is low. However, the fault line will slow them down, as well as the smoke from Dari.
Nowhere to run.
Full on 8 take here from Bing. As they get the opening frag onto Dari and Yeetie following up onto BFK. That's 2 of the heavy fraggers for Boston gone. Pystrom managing to refrag with 1, but gets traded back by Yeetie. It is now down to just Donut and Missile.
Yeetie ready for the peek from
Player
Donut,
remaining.
as it's just missile with the op, and
Spike
looks like
planted.
he is going to save it smartly.
For sure. We've seen Boston turn towards this op before. Didn't have as much impact as they would have liked in the first map. Let's see if maybe Missile can do a bit better here. Missile has notoriously been the heavy fragger for the Boston side in their previous ESL matches. Having a bit more of a quiet game. Ooh, that's not a good miss.
One down.
Does
find
go
the
for the
pick.
repeat and gets the shot.
Blocking
Getting
sight.
Just
hunted
a-
now.
By himself, just precious seconds before he gets peeked. Finds one, dashes out, uses knife just to try to save his life, but unfortunately, it's all for naught.
Yeah, and Yeetie with the 4K. Very impactful in that round. It looks like he's going to be the one taking the charge on this map. Interestingly, Meklusa on the Sage, still topping the scoreboard in the entire server with 11 frags. Now on the op.
In hindsight, it's really
Yeetie close behind.
it's really easy to question Missile's decision to use the jet ult there, but I actually feel it could have been worth it if he was able to survive the end of that round.
Oh, I agree. It was a gamble for sure. If he knew exactly where the enemies were, he probably wouldn't have gone for it, but, you know, hindsight 2020, right? Oh, look at what Yeety did there. That was actually so smart from him. He purposefully let himself get spotted by the recon so that he could then walk away with the bomb toward B and try to buy himself some time. Very smart play there from Yeety, as Bing are going to be speeding it up, rushing in towards this B site. Opening frag from Missile, though, may make them rethink, and now it's all down to Bez to find this opening duel. He's going to be peeking in towards Dari, holding the angle and bests him. And with that, that's going to be the signal to go, I think. Nade coming in, and they're going to be swinging onto the site. Missile taking the fight, gets fragged, all down to Donut now. Gets the first, cannot get any more. As Yeety, once again, running in with the ult. Flash out. Can't manage anymore. Bez is there to frag. Just BFK now left in a 1 versus 2 with 30 HP to his name. Luckily, they are chasing him, though.
And no plant is down. That spike
Yeah.
is still in the B-long/garden
30
area.
seconds left.
But well played from Bing, knowing they had the time to play together and look for that frag. Yeah, and a very sick round there from Bing, I have to say. They played that rather well. Especially with that ult coming in from Bez, I think that frag sent them spiraling into the site. I would have loved to see a world there, Joe, where Dari wins that fight against Bez, and I think Bing fall all the way back if that's the case.
Yeah, I think if you're BFK, I don't think you peek there. You know the spike is in, not in their possession, so I think you potentially wait for them to pull back and then try to take them one at a time, as only one of them can grab the spike at once.
Cool. Sick spray down from Yeety, getting the triple. Incredible spray control there. Even checking the corner will get the 4th. Of course, these are just eco frags, but nonetheless, padding his stats, looking sharp. As his teammates swarm the site and just Donut left to try to get something, anything, for this Boston side. With a Ghost, some light armor, and a Dream.
Yeety, hungry for this ace, will wrap around to B as their Omen won't even bother to shoot back at Donut. They're feeding Yeety this ace, and Donut's just gonna keep running away. Not even planting the spike.
If I'm Donut, I just don't want to give Yeety the
Yeah,
ace.
all right. Donut, oh, but the Sage Res comes out to give Yeety the ace. Donut finds Maklusta, and he will get the ace one Sage Res later.
Oh, that is something you do not see every day, Joe.
That is not anything I've seen ever. They are really dedicated to that. With a 3-point lead,
Yeah.
I guess last round before the half, have some fun. But and still has the lockdown, so they do have a game plan to take this last round.
I think this would be a very big win for Boston now. They went on a bit of a streak there. They won 3, and now Bing seems to have found an answer, winning 3 of their own. So I think even if just for the team's morale, Boston would definitely like to win this one. And in response, there's going to be a very fast take here from the Bing side. As Maklusa runs in towards Hookah, spotted, gets the tag, and taken down by Dari. Big opening frag for the Boston side, but that will not dissuade Bing, as Did answers with one of their own.
Dari's going to spot the Phoenix Wall being used in U-Haul. Going to look to take a duel with the Phoenix. However, no shots connect on either side, as he chooses not to engage now. Missile finds one with the op. As Dari's going to come around back, and the last 2 members of Bing will get cut off.
Get a good retake from Boston. I think that opening frag was also really helpful. Something that we've seen Bing do quite a bit is this real stranglehold, right, against the sites. Whether it's an Omen TP or a really wide flank all the way around spawn, or even just waiting until they're so close that they can absolutely capitulate on the site. I think it's big to have those opening frags for the Boston side.
Right, and I think that's going to be the name of the game if they're looking to turn it around in this half, is opening picks. Put the people that are finding frags, Dari and Missile, in positions to clear out members of Bing before they press their W keys down the defensive pushes.
For sure. And going into this pistol round, Not as much of a must win as it was on the other map for the Boston side, but certainly still something they would like to pick up here. And it's looking like it's going to be a slow crawl towards Hookah. As Mao is going to be sprinting through, getting all the info and somehow making it out alive without a single point of damage taken. And look at the rotates that has pulled. Boston smartly be slowing it down, not keen to walk into this grinder that is sitting in the smoke. BFK gets the first, but Mao quickly with the refrag, and now, look at this, I've never seen this before. Boston are completely pushed into the long corner.
Headshot. I got the spike.
Missile, not falling for this long flank, finds the pick onto Mao, and that leaves just Dip left as they're looking to pull all the way back to A site with 50 seconds remaining.
A big TP coming in, but will it be enough to win them this round? Luckily, Missile does have 100 HP here to play with,
Blocking sight.
even though Pystrom is down to 21. Now 88, to be fair on Missile, but the question is whether they will expect this fast flank from Dit.
Pystrom already scouting out the showers, seeing how deep this race will go for this retake, as both of them have the two major angles covered. Ray's looking to clear U-Haul as Missile's looking the wrong way. Gonna get caught out, which just leaves Pystrom with dangerously low to stop this defuse. He does have the fall line available to stop it, so when he hears it tap again, potentially will go. No, decides just to use it there. Uses the flash to burn out more time. Utility, and he has to go for this now as Riz is stuck on the defuse, and he does get the last pick.
Frag there from Pystrom, very well played by the Boston University breach to win out a big pistol round. And that was a really weird one. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how to analyze that, Joe.
Yeah.
They were just, there was an absolute 10v10, or not 10v10, sorry, 10-man B-side lean. Everyone on the server was over there towards Hookah, juking it out, fighting it out, and somehow Boston comes out on top.
This goes back to the comment we made earlier, how they need to punish the early rotates, but they seem to have not taken our advice, but still managed to squeak away the round win.
This is true. And a big frag there coming from Donut toward Mao, and it looks like they wanted to speed it up off the back of this, which would be a good call because they are getting flanked from mid, though they may not know it. As it will be just Dit left on this B site to receive the onslaught of Boston players, with the Bucky desperately trying to get a frag as he's getting wrapped from every angle. Does manage one somehow. A long-range Bucky tap onto BFK,
Spike
but
planted.
refragged by Dari. Now the flank is in.
Pystrom looking to hold off B long for BU. Gonna get beat by Phoenix, and unfortunately is caught looking the wrong way. Dari, now aware of this information, is going to be able to take the last two members of Bing one at a time. Yi wins the aim duel with the Stinger, as it's just up to the Missile and Donut Deflector to clutch out this round. Sage with a shotgun is going to find Donut, but at that range, it's not as effective as a Phantom.
Yeah, it gets the dink on a Missile, but the Boston University Jet stands tall. Now coming into his zone, 14 frags in the server, the only person on his team even with double digits. But if we look at the scoreboard for a second, there's quite a bit of disparity here from both sides. Despite being tied 7-7, the frags are leaning quite heavily for the Binghamton University side. Yeedy especially, obviously, up here with 21, leading the side for his team. As silence falls across the map, and Boston inch their way towards Hookah. A rotate already coming out for the side of Binghamton. They seem to be aware. With the flash coming in, it's just going to be an all-out brawl.
Mao unable to get anything done on the, well, got a little bit done. Damaged Dari, but on the Bucky, this is the initial aim duel. Dari tucked away in the corner of Hookah as Phoenix will push through, get caught by the Cypher Wire, and unable to make full use of his ultimate. Another member of Bing pushes through the teleporter as a smoke from Dari will slow down Phoenix's push. Flash out, misses as Dari finds the pick.
Big frag from Dari there. Holding strong, and with that, look at this. They've actually managed to sneak out right under the nose of Binghamton as they are planting on the A site.
Spike planted.
This will, however, give an opening for Binghamton to try to get back into this, and with Missile holding off the rotates, Boston have all the information.
Donut able to set up his Cypher cam onto the A site. Here's the teleporter from the camera. So they now know where they're coming from as Missile pulls out of the defender's side of B to help his team as they know that they're pushing that Showers angle. Pyrestrom ready for them to approach. As the clock ticks, it seems that Bing is going to stay in that teleporter room, not wanting to deal with any part of this retake, as it potentially might open the door, try to find the exit onto Pyrestrom. Nope, it seems like he will be able to get away as they try to spray through the door. And now we have a 8-7 Boston University lead. I think that's the first time in this whole game that BU has had the lead.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the pistol round that they won in the other map, I think so. This is definitely a good showing from them. 4 in a row now, or 3 rather, to break into this half, looking for the 4th. As we go into a full buy round here from both sides, those saved guns will help Binghamton invest into this. Ooh, and it looks like Boston want to use the breach ult to break into this B site once again. We've seen them lead on this quite heavily, and with that opening frag, they might just pull the trigger.
Yeah, the Jin just gets baited by Lee Sin.
But slowing it down, they will think better of it.
Pyrestrom successfully trading out his jet. So all is not for lost on this B push. It seems like they may be
Here's what's
looking...
interesting about this though. Bez has managed to push Showers here, so it looks like Binghamton are going to be comfortable with rotating yet another player toward B. And this is the downside with how, oh no, they're actually going to be leaving towards A. Reasonable. But even then, this is the downside with how Boston are playing this, right? With grouping up toward B, you don't have any control toward bathrooms, and that smoke might not sell the fake at all. Bez can see deep. Bez knows there's nothing going on towards A.
40 seconds left, as the Terrors have yet to really commit on his side to push. But right now it's really just the Sage watching that A site
30
as
seconds left.
As Bez is all the way out in Showers. So I think with
Boston
the
set up for the push.
breach having his fault line in 3 seconds, maybe waiting for that to come up before they decide to commit. He's gonna spot the Sage in Showers, and unfortunately it's picked off. Bez collapses onto it, and we're in a 4v2.
10 seconds left.
It's only 10 seconds on the clock. I mean, this is some 2015 Navi stuff right here. The bomb is desperately trying to go down, but the spray into the smoke will take down Donut, and what looked to be like such a promising round for Boston is going to fall by the wayside. Waiting and waiting and waiting to try to do this full execute with both the Omen smokes, the breach utility, and even the recon from BFK. They wait so long, they only left themselves 16 seconds to walk onto that site, and big frags coming out from Bez, pushed up in Showers, as well as make loose though. Make that round fall just short for the Boston side. Instead, they're going to be looking to go back for their trusty focus safe.
Alodrone is gonna come out along with the Omen Flash. Gonna spot the Killjoy turret, take it out as they're looking to slowly collapse into the Killjoy Raze setup. Fault line comes out. Using a lot of utility to try to get this Raze out of the back site. So, see if they're able to
Still
find
no
this.
breach ult, right? Doesn't look like they'll need it though.
Killjoy will trade out as
Very
2v3. Boston. Phoenix ult comes out, and the missile is looking to peek it. Does punish the Phoenix for using it in such a close position. However, the spike is still in hookah.
Luckily, just outside.
Oh, just outside, excuse me. But Dari
Yeah,
gonna
but
smoke them off.
that missed smoke from Dari. that could come back to haunt them. Bez having an angle here. Might be able to peek into this.
Seems like he's gonna fake the TP back to A to try to bait them out
30
to
seconds
rotate.
left.
And seems they have not completely bought it, as
I feel like
both
yeah, that's the reason
defenders
why
are still on A.
player
They are gonna
standing.
get picked off, leaving
One
it
player
up to just
standing.
the missile.
if you're behind, you're fucking dead. Like you're
Clock playing against him. This is going to be a tough one to win. 12 seconds on the clock. He's going to be peeking in
10
here.
seconds left.
Toward Bez. Looks like he wants to play for the kill instead of for the bomb. And Bez backing away.
utility.
Doesn't want to give it to him. Oh, only 2 seconds left. He's
That's
going
not
to be
enough to
saving
plant
here.
it.
Yeah.
I think you go for the kill there. You knew he was going to be in the area. I think you tried to try to push it for the kill. I mean, eco-wise, I think it still would have been okay. Not the end of the world, but I think the right play was to try to chase down the kill.
Yeah, I think I agree. And that's a heartbreaking round for Boston. I mean, they had everything going for them. It was quite a good push from them too. I would love to see them using their abilities more here, specifically the breach ult. I think that would have been a very easy site take for them with the breach ult, and they wouldn't have had to take as many fights towards elbow as they did, which is what I think put them at a real disadvantage.
And
Not to mention, they're sending a lot of players towards B early some rounds, but not taking it that fast. This round, however, it looks to be a full A, as Yeedy lines up 2, Fishing with the refrag, but will it be enough?
missile finding 1 onto McClusto, bringing it back to a 33. However, with 2 members of Boston dangerously low.
Where is everyone hiding?
BU still committed to this round. Ops is the Cypher ult, so they'll know where the defenders are positioned and doing it. Trying not to peek out.
Yeah, Mao just spotted his elbow there. Gonna know that there's nobody coming over toward B, and that's gonna allow Bing to keep their 2-man hold on the A site.
Ray's making a push through U-Haul, so Donut will be able to understand at least a little bit better of what the hold's going on. Indicates it as the missile tries to take the aim duel, and unfortunately, Rays will be on top.
Player standing.
Dun Deflector unable to escape through the teleporter. However, it will find one onto Pystrom with the blast pack.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was just a hard fought round back and forth, but it really did look like Bing were in control there. For the first time in a while, actually. Boston has been doing a really good job of causing so much chaos around the map, especially with this fast hookah push, forcing these rotates out of the Bing side. That was the first round in a while that we've seen them comfortable, I think.
I know. I hate that.
So hopefully Boston has a response.
Sage an early pick with a judge, as well as Yeedy on that stage wall.
A massive mid push there from Bing, and they do come out ahead with a 4 versus 2. With that TP, there is an opening here.
Like I didn't realize that even if you're
So-
still in the circle, it doesn't.
Yeah, strats like that,
Like if you're in the circle,
they work once. And so, Bing taking full capitalization of the nature of a strategy like that, and are able to find too early, as Boston seems to be a little undecided on what else to do.
Around to throw a strat like that in, though, right?
too late.
Up 10 to 8, possibly break the Boston economy for the rest of the map, forcing them to just buy over and over. Definitely a good call coming in from Bing, and an even better execution. Let's see what Boston can do here to try to bring it back in this 2 versus 4 with only 36 seconds on the clock. They're gonna be working their way up mid, and with this flank coming
30
in from
seconds
Edie,
left.
Missile does seem to know, and he's gonna be doubling back towards bathrooms instead. So
However, it
no
is going
fight
to be
taking place there.
up to Donut to clear out the raise in U-Haul. I mean, there's 3 people on site right now, 17 seconds. There really isn't enough time for them to make a push, and Bing will just patiently wait for them to have to push in.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not the reason why they lost that round. It was a 4 versus 2, a difficult one for sure.
Obviously.
But Boston once again in a fight against the time, right?
Yeah.
I think they seem to have realized that Bing are quite an aggressive team, and they are going to be pushing and trying to get these openings. But I think Boston's just getting unlucky in where they're waiting for them, and what they're trying to do about it. Interestingly, they've almost never tried to contest bathrooms here, which is where Bing have pushed the vast majority of the rounds. Bez here once again pushing it. And instead it's going to be a duel between Yeety and Missile here first. Now Donut gets the frag onto the ult. All the info gained for Bing.
Deploying drones.
This is a partial investment from the Boston side. Some armor, a Bulldog on Pystrom. As they look to him to get some entries here. And he may be able to find one on Bez. Spots him and gets the frag onto Pystrom. That's the only gun down for Boston as they begin this push in toward the B site.
Dwyer with the Sheriff is going to be ready for that push in. However, that gun can only do so much.
Hostile removed.
As Donut will find the refrag.
In this position from Missile, though, managing to sneak into the back lines. Might be able to get a pick here, but oh, McLusa so aware. And even gonna bring up the res onto Yeety. Now a 4 versus
30
1.
seconds left.
And Donut with a ghost, a spike, and a dream. Though
Pick up the
perhaps
Bulldog.
a short-lived one. He does have a Bulldog now, that's true. That's true. He's also got an op staring at him from heaven, which you can't possibly know about.
Unfortunately, no. But
Yeah.
with that save round, the Terrorists will have enough to
Match point.
buy full guns in this do or die scenario.
Yeah, and I mean, it was looking so promising for Boston, but now on a 5-round win streak for the Binghamton University side. As Boston fall a bit flat and a bit silent on the server, they're going to need to re-energize, they're going to need to work their way back into this. Let's see what they have as we go into the 21st round of the game.
Missile gonna find one early.
Big pick for Missile.
As there are 2 Odins spraying down U-Haul, so definitely don't want to walk into that suppressive fire. Cypher Cage comes out. Gotta give Missile a little bit of space to take a duel. But they have no fear to spray into that. Finds the one onto Phoenix in that cheeky position.
Spike planted.
And rounds his corner 2. Try to pick off Bez as well. Catch him off guard in U-Haul. Unfortunately, the shots don't connect.
You should run.
Look at the health on Boston. 2 players so low. Now,
Player remaining.
only one left as BFK tries desperately, gets the first and the frag onto Mao. Spots the third, trying to get the taps, but
Looks like he will be detained, and Raze has her knife out, and oh, from the side of Boston, you really hate to see it end like this. Okay, no knife, no knife.
let's get the frag and wrap up this series. 2-0 for the side of Binghamton University, and I have to say, they played well.
Defenders win.
Look at this wreckage.
A strong effort
so
by
proud.
Boston University, especially in round 2. But that is going to be the series, as this is a best 2 of 3. Congrats to Binghamton, as they managed to find the win for today. Getting a quick peek
sure.
at the stats. Yeety proving that why the team likes to funnel around him so much. Picking up 27 kills this match, with, on the side of BU, the Missile carrying most of the legwork.
It's good to see Missile coming a bit more into his zone in that second map, right? Start fragging a little bit better, start feeling a bit more comfortable, but it really looked like he was the only one fragging for Boston there, with 22, the second closest on his team, 13 on Pystrom. And yeah, Yeety just absolutely fragging out. Shut that down.
With that being said, this will conclude our stream for our Valorant B team versus Binghamton University Open 1. As a reminder, tomorrow we'll be streaming our Valorant A team go up against the NJIT Highlanders, also at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to see some more BU Valorant action, be sure not to miss that and check out our stream tomorrow.